What a way to kick off the 2025 season, Vikings fans. Our boy J.J. McCarthy, the second-year quarterback out of Michigan, just made history in his NFL debut against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. This kid led an 11-point comeback in the fourth quarter, dropping 3 touchdowns to secure a 27-24 victory at Soldier Field. But hold up. The NFL's decision to name him NFC Offensive Player of the Week has sparked some serious debate. Did JJ earn this? Or is the league sleeping on other stars? Let's unpack this wild start to the season. Picture this. It's the first game of the 2025 season, and our Vikings are staring down a tough divisional rival in Chicago. J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of 2024 with a knee injury, steps onto the big stage for the first time. The stakes? Huge. The pressure? Even bigger. This is Monday Night Football, and the whole NFL world is watching. McCarthy's debut wasn't perfect, 13 of 20 for 143 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a pick-six that had us all holding our breath. But when the game was on the line, he flipped a switch. What do you think? Does a clutch fourth quarter outweigh a shaky start? Let's set the scene. 3 quarters in, and the Vikings are trailing by 11 points. The offense has just 122 yards, and McCarthy's pick-six late in the third quarter has the Bears smelling blood. Social media's already buzzing with doubters, with fans tweeting, 143 yards for Player of the Week? Really? But then, boom, McCarthy channels his inner Viking warrior. He goes 6 of 8 for 87 yards in the fourth, tossing 2 touchdown passes, one to Justin Jefferson, another to Aaron Jones, and scrambling for a 14-yard rushing score. Vikings fans, were you screaming at your screens during that comeback? Now, here's where it gets spicy. The NFL hands McCarthy the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award, and not everyone's cheering. Fans across the league are pointing to Tampa Bay's rookie sensation Emeka Egbuka, who had 4 catches for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a game winner with 59 seconds left against the Falcons. One fan on X posted, "Love JJ, but Egbuka got robbed big time." Egbuka's clutch performance was undeniable, but was it enough to outshine McCarthy's historic 3-touchdown fourth quarter? Who's got your vote for the award? Let's talk numbers to settle this debate. McCarthy's final stat line: 13 of 20, 143 yards, 2 passing TDs, 1 interception, and a 25-yard rushing TD. Not eye-popping, but his 98.5 passer rating ranked 5th among NFC quarterbacks in Week 1. Compare that to Baker Mayfield, who also had 3 touchdowns but completed just 17 of 32 passes for 167 yards. The context matters. McCarthy's heroics turned a near loss into a thrilling win. Vikings fans, do you think the NFL got this call right, or is the Egbuka hype legit? The comeback wasn't just about stats, it was about heart. McCarthy became the first player since Cam Newton in 2011 to throw 2 touchdowns and run for 1 in his NFL debut. That's the kind of grit we love in Minnesota. Down 11 points, he stayed cool under pressure, finding Jefferson for his first career touchdown and then hitting Jones for another. His 14-yard scamper to the end zone sealed the deal. Can you feel the electricity of that moment, Vikings fans? Drop a comment. What was your favorite play from JJ's debut? But let's not ignore the haters. Social media lit up with shade. Like one fan saying, "Giving awards for 1 good quarter? LMAO." Another chimed in, "Suck it. QBs who didn't need a miracle." Harsh, right? The argument is that McCarthy's 143 yards and interception don't scream Player of the Week. Yet, his fourth-quarter passer rating of 149.5 and 3 scores in crunch time tell a different story. Vikings Nation, are you riding with JJ? Or do you think the critics have a point? Now, let's shine a light on Emeka Egbuka, because the kid deserves some love. The Tampa Bay rookie, drafted out of Ohio State, was electric against the Falcons. 4 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner with under a minute left. That's clutch. Some fans, even Vikings supporters, argued he was more deserving. One ex-post read, "Egbuka clears by a mile." So, let's hear it. Should Egbuka have snagged the award? Or does McCarthy's historic comeback take the crown? Switching gears, the Vikings got some rough news on the injury front. Linebacker Blake Cashman and running back Ty Chandler were placed on IR, meaning they'll miss at least 4 games. That's a brutal blow to our defense and run game, especially with Cashman's knack for disrupting plays and Chandler's explosive speed. The team signed WR Tim Jones and TE Nick Vannett to the active roster to bolster depth. How do you think these injuries will impact our matchup against the Falcons in Week 2? Speaking of Week 2, we've got another 2024 draft QB showdown coming up. Atlanta's Michael Penix Jr., picked 2 spots before McCarthy, will face off against our guy at US Bank Stadium on Sunday night. Penix, who balled out at Washington, is coming off a solid Week 1. This game's got all the makings of a classic 2 young guns, a primetime stage, and NFC bragging rights on the line. Vikings fans, what's your prediction for JJ versus Penix? Drop it in the comments. Let's zoom out for a second. McCarthy's debut wasn't just a win. It ended a 14-game trend of Vikings struggles in certain primetime situations, per clutch points. That's huge for a team looking to make a statement in 2025. With Kevin O'Connell tailoring the offense to JJ's strengths and studs like Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson stretching the field, this could be the start of something special. Are you feeling the Super Bowl vibes yet, Vikings Nation? Off the field, McCarthy's having a massive week. He and his fiancée, Katia Koropas, welcomed their first child, a baby boy, on Thursday, causing him to miss practice. Talk about a life-changing moment. Coach Kevin O'Connell was all smiles sharing the news, and we're sending big congrats to the McCarthy family. How do you think fatherhood will fuel JJ's fire on the field? Let's hear your thoughts. Back to the controversy. Some analysts argue the NFL's love for McCarthy's comeback narrative overshadowed other performances. Puka Nacua and Jordan Love had monster games, with Love posting an 83.9 QB grade against the Lions. But McCarthy's 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns were a first in NFL history for a debut, tying him with Vikings legend Fran Tarkenton for clutch performances. Does that seal the deal for you, or are you still Team Egbuka? As we look ahead, the Vikings' revamped defensive line, featuring new additions Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, and rookie Donovan Jackson, will be key to protecting McCarthy. With injuries piling up, depth is a concern, but this unit showed promise in Week 1. The defense, led by Harrison Smith, despite being questionable for Week 1, needs to step up against Penix and the Falcons. What's your game plan for Minnesota to dominate on Sunday? All right, Vikings Nation, it's time to sound off. Was J.J. McCarthy's NFC Offensive Player of the Week award well-earned, or did Emeka Egbuka deserve the spotlight? How do you see our Vikings stacking up against the Falcons? Smash that like button, drop your hot takes in the comments, and subscribe for all the latest Vikings news. Share this with your fellow purple and gold fans, and let's keep the Skol spirit alive. Skol Vikings!